It's time to pop the top off with Pub Talk. Today, we got NFL Week 2 action. Hops of the week, Week 3 of college football, and Pub Talk All-Stars to finish it all off. But before we begin, Pub Talk is brought to you by Route 11 Chips. It is football season. Weekends are all about college and NFL football. Just by sitting on the couch or throwing a huge party, you're going to need some chips, and Route 11 has got you covered. Since 1992, Route 11 has been chipping away to give its consumers a great and tasty product. So make sure you check out your local Martin's Food Line and Giant to pick up a bag today. All right, let's do this. Welcome back to Pub Talk, brought to you by Route 11 Chips. It's Pub Talk All-Stars time here, people.
Yes, it is.
It is Week 2 action of NFL and also Week 3 of college football. But before we get into football, we have Pub Talk All-Stars. This is our second week.
Do.
And we are bringing back, of course, the best beers that we have had over the past couple of months. Week 2 matchup, what do we got here, Coach?
We got Port City Brewing out of Alexandria. We got the Monumental IPA, 6.3% alcohol by volume. The bitters are down on this one a little bit at 57 IPU. It's an award-winning English-style IPA. And then Hardywood Brewing has a couple of different places. One of them's in Richmond, and they have another one in Charlottesville. They have two locations in Richmond and one in Charlottesville. And we went with Hardywood Parks Craft Brewing's Richmond Lager. There's nothing fancy about it, just a really, really good beer, man. If you get a chance, you can get to the Better Beer Store. You could probably find it in Martin's Giant. You could probably find it in those sections where they have their IPAs. Or if you're in the Richmond and Charlottesville area, man, you got to knock the top off at one of those. They're really good. The Richmond Lager is 5% alcohol by volume, so it's pretty tasty stuff. I'm ready to go, buddy.
All right. Well, it looks
get
like
them on Twitter.
It looks like me and our special guest Vigna, who is back with us today. How we doing today, Vigna?
Pretty good. I can't complain other than that dreadful.
You don't. We'll get into it. Just shut your mouth and just save the rant for later. But Vigna has joined us. It looks like me and him all are rocking the Richmond Lager while Coach over here is rocking the IPA.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm not an IPA guy, so for me to freaking really
trust me,
enjoy
this
one,
Richmond Lager
This
is
is
very
fantastic.
Good. Yeah, it really is.
It's really good, refreshing,
dude.
Yeah.
And I love the glass.
Yeah,
Little,
it reminds you of like
a mini growler almost.
Or the Schmitz, the little Schmitz barrels they used to have years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like it.
Okay, yeah. So we're going to start off with college football this week, mainly because the games fucking sucked, okay? That is the big point where I thought week 1 it couldn't get worse than that. Nope, I was wrong. Week 3 is the mother of all fucking horrible games because there was not many. Was there even a ranked game? Was there any ranked opponents playing against each other? Or was it just all just terrible games? I want to say there wasn't any, and I'm going to go by my word, but we had a lot of let's see. Our locks from last week and our upsets. First one I want to talk about is what the fuck happened to Maryland? What happened to Maryland? Okay, you guys put up over 130 points in 2 games. You beat a ranked Syracuse team who, yeah, they could be considered overrated, but you go out.
Fear the owl.
Yeah.
Fear the owl. You just don't walk into the link, buddy.
My mom says that when she went to Penn State and they went to Temple one time, or no, the Temple fans came to Penn State, the Penn State fans used to say, the owl's a faggot. That's what they used to say. And Temple beat, speaking of Temple, they beat Maryland.
Well, yeah. I mean.
But it's freaking Temple. And you expect Maryland, after putting up 130 so points, with Josh Jackson looking very on point,
Yeah,
they go out there and score 17.
But look who Maryland played. Howard.
Yeah.
I mean, let's also take a look at that, right? Who they play week 1?
They played Howard.
Howard. Week 2 they
And then
played
Syracuse.
But what was the final of that game? A lot to a little.
It was 63-20 was the second one.
Well,
and this one was 20-17.
Wow.
And Maryland looked just like they had the wheels had fallen off. And like I said, it's fucking Temple. I don't care if they're that shocking team, but Maryland just looked like a piece of crap out there. Next one I have is, it's not a ranked game, but Pitt versus Penn State was one.
Yeah, here we go.
Like, I want to say that
17-point favorites can't cover the spread.
they
baby.
really did not. They looked
Penn State
pitiful.
is terrible.
They struggled against
And all
Buffalo.
these Penn State fans that are my friends that are talking shit on Twitter and texting me all this, you can't cover the damn spread against Pitt, who has done absolutely nothing all year. You go against Kenny Pickett, who's done absolutely nothing in his career. You hold them to like 20 yards rushing, it seemed like. And it takes Pat Narduzzi and Mark Whipple to get to the half-yard line and fuck it up. There is probably no quarterback
He
sneak.
missed an 18-yard field goal.
Oh, no, there's no quarterback sneak in their offense.
There's never a quarterback sneak anymore,
You're at
dude.
the half-yard line. You take the snap, you seed it, you reach over, you break the plane, touchdown. Like, how
God,
hard is that?
it sounds so
like,
simple.
Like, everybody's got to get fancy. Let's boot out. Let's get double tights. Let's play action. That just irks me. And I don't think Narduzzi's the best game manager in terms of understanding how to run a game. He's a great recruiter, but he's just it just irritates me. No quarterback sneak in anyone's offense, it seems like.
Yeah, and
And
the one
it's
thing
frustrating.
we were talking about it today during the Bears. The Bears tried 5 runs from inside the 2-yard line, and they just
But they succeeded.
They sneaked or snuck the tip of the ball across the line and scored. But what happened to play action? What happened to some kind of movement and get your defense moving laterally and bring the ball back to the other side? I was just very disappointed in that. And it happens a lot at the college game where you have some sort of...
Got to get too cute. Everybody's got to get cute.
Right.
And I was going to say that about Penn State. The
They
offense
suck.
used to work, man. It really did, because you had a guy like Trace McSorley who could run that offense. But I am
You had
getting...
a guy like Saquon Barkley. They're trying to use 3 guys to replace Saquon Barkley, and right now that they're just trying to figure out who's got the
I know.
hot hand, and they're gonna burn some kid's red shirt just by trying to do that.
Yeah.
Because there's a couple freshmen on there that they could,
It's
red
getting
shirt.
to the point where I'm getting fucking tired of the shotgun offense. I'm getting tired of the RPO. Is there never a fullback in anyone's offense anymore in college football? I mean, good Lord, is there never a 2 tight end formation?
Auburn has that little H-back type personnel guy. But,
Fantastic. I'm a
but-
fan of Auburn now.
But I mean, he's still
Fullbacks
he's
are
a
the way to go, man. They
glorified
are.
tight end.
Just look at freaking New England. James Devlin is a guy that is easily one of the best blocking fullbacks in the NFL. And for the love of God, Pittsburgh, George Aston, they knew how to run the ball with George Aston as their fullback. And you don't see that with a lot of offenses in college football, especially Penn State. 17 points. Sean Clifford looked awful.
They're going to get destroyed in the Big Ten.
It's going to come.
If they can't
They're
figure
going to play
out,
Maryland here in 2 weeks on Friday night.
Well, if they can't figure out how to, I mean, Pitt's a different team than Maryland. Maryland's not a smash mouth defense, kind of like,
I know.
It's more spread style.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. They like
more
to
wide
spread the
open
ball out.
speed.
But Pitt, they're a pretty bad team, honestly, especially when they played against Penn State. They were a very chippy team. Like they were after every single play.
I thought their front 7 on defense played a pretty good game.
Yeah.
But offensive line wise, around the football, that's what hurt Pitt overall in that game. So.
Right.
Oh yeah, because Penn State. I mean, okay, they may not be running back you, but they certainly are linebacker you. They breed linebackers.
What's
they
his
do.
face? Number 11. What the kid from outside of Harrisburg?
Yeah,
Micah Parsons. He looked.
Yeah, he
that
looks
was a coming out
fantastic.
party for him.
Yeah, and when you have a great defense like Penn State does right now to stop the type of run, because in the Big Ten, There's a lot of good teams that are going to be Ohio State and Michigan who are not going to stop running the ball
Right.
when it gets down to it.
Right.
You
I
saw,
mean, you guys mentioned Maryland. They scored 60 points, and then they could only manage 17 against Temple this past week. And I put them under my who knows list. You know, who knows what you're really getting out of that squad. And Penn State also fits into my who knows what. 17-10, you know, they had their chances. They started out slow. Starting slow when you're a ranked team is going to end up a disaster for teams. If you start slow, it's just not good. You watch how Clemson starts, you watch how Alabama starts, you watch how Oklahoma starts, and those cats are in your face right away, and they're setting the tone right away. And I just don't see that out of a Penn State. I don't see that out of a Maryland. You look at USC. USC is the same way. They lost to BYU, and I'm thinking to myself.
California
you
bums.
go ahead and give a team a lesser team, in my mind, just a somewhat lesser team. You give them a chance, and BYU is the kind of program that will sneak up and bite you right on your ass, and there's nothing you can do about it if you can't keep pace with them. And it's what I argued last week. If you're giving up 30 points a game, and you've got to score 30 or more every week to win because your defense can't get off the
Oklahoma.
field, you're I don't see you going well and making this college football playoff. It's just not going to make it. That's just the way it is.
I mean, staying in the Big Ten, and the one game that also was kind of sketchy was the Michigan State-Arizona State game.
I was going to talk about that next.
Yeah, that's on my list too.
Defensive struggle.
Right.
And, Arizona State goes in and gets it done.
Top 20 ranked team.
Because Michigan State.
You play to win the game. Herman Edwards.
when you let a team hang around, you give them confidence. You make them believe.
And at the end of the game, when you saw them line up for their PAT, and you got 12 men on the field, how the hell do you have 12 men on the field? And then you go and kick it again, and they literally hurdle the snapper. they vault over the snapper. The freaking kicker gets a little tight butthole, and the next thing you know, he's 5 yards wide left.
Well, what was it? The Arizona State quarterback converted on a 4th and 13 on a QB run. It was a scramble play, and he converted on a 4th and 13. How the fuck do you let that happen as a defensive coordinator? And also, they converted a 75-yard drive.
Right.
They went right down the field, got the ball, and didn't stop, and gave Michigan State, 25 seconds?
The Herm Edwards swag, buddy.
Yeah.
The Herm Edwards swag.
Yeah,
those kids are buying in.
Yeah, they do. I mean, how could you not? I mean, I like his message. You know, he's down for the cause with the kids and everything like that. So I just like his spirit. I like his enthusiasm for the game. It's just unparalleled. Now, it's not to say that other college coaches don't have that. They certainly do. You take a look at Dabo Swinney, and I don't know if anybody's got more sunshine blowing out their ass than Dabo Swinney, but he's all about his players. But look what he's created. Look what he's created with that culture.
The culture of Clemson is, unraveled.
One of the things that also shocked me this week is the fact that Stanford is just terrible.
They're overrated. When they got ranked,
they're 0-3.
When they got they beat Northwestern. They beat Northwestern week 1.
They did.
They beat them 10-7.
Still,
that was it. But yes.
They could. Maybe I brought 1-3.
The smart people got to get placed in the top 25 somehow. They got to be up there,
right? But then I looked at the other top 15 teams: LSU, Georgia, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Auburn. They're still playing patsies. They still got a patsy schedule early. The only one who's going to get woken up this week is Notre Dame, and they're going to get their ass freaking hammered by freaking Georgia. Well, you're going to find out you're going to find out a lot in week 3. I think about things.
Week 4, but you're right.
Technically, week 4, yes. Michigan rolls into Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Utah is 3-0. Utah is going to roll into USC, and they could very well beat USC.
They're probably going to win the Pac-12 right now.
Utah is no joke in my mind. And the other one that is on the verge of potential upset, and this is my upset of the week next week, is Oklahoma State. I'm a man. Talk to me.
I'm
40. I'm 40. Mike Gundy and his Oklahoma State Cowboys freaking taking on Texas. I see Oklahoma State as an upsetter. I see them freaking being able to pull an upset over Texas. I don't think Notre Dame has enough for Georgia. I don't think Michigan can stop Wisconsin's run game because they're traditionally good. And I see a big upset with freaking Utah over USC. Those are my big ones.
Who do you got to lock then? Like just going to win it no matter what?
I would say that's in my mind, Georgia is going to freaking wallop the shit out of Notre Dame.
You really think that like Notre Dame doesn't have a chance here?
I don't see them playing. Having watched them play, I don't see that they got enough for Georgia. Georgia's just,
Yeah.
I don't know. I see them as that. If I was a betting guy, I'd bet on Georgia. I'd probably bet a lot of money on Georgia. The only other game that might be a toss-up, maybe an upset in the game, maybe next week, number 17, Texas A&M over Auburn. But Auburn looks pretty good as well. So those are my week 3. I don't know if I have locks other than Georgia over Notre Dame, but I don't see an upset in Wisconsin over Michigan. The true upset is Oklahoma State over Texas, and I could be wrong. But I just see. I'm 40. I'm a man.
I'm gonna go out on a limb.
Come with me.
I mean, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say what Les Miles is doing over there in Kansas.
Is that?
I mean, he goes into BC. Mm-hmm. You know, when's the last time you saw Kansas win a road game?
Yeah. Maybe
Ever?
in basketball.
I mean, Kansas football.
Didn't they beat him against Texas Western back in 19? No, that was basketball.
I mean, you know, Kansas. A keep to leave. That's about it, right?
Yeah.
That's came out of Kansas Jayhawks.
Hey,
but
don't forget
Hey,
number
Baker
40.
Mayfield told him to go
Number
watch
40,
basketball.
one of the greatest running backs in the history of the game. Number 40, Gale Sayers.
Yeah.
You're facing his photo like
the
right
Kansas.
now.
Sure,
He was
sure.
called the Kansas Comet, man.
Well, but you know what I mean. Present day.
Well, who
Yeah.
gives a
But
shit?
hey, WVU
Uh-oh.
didn't look so good against JMU.
JMU's real deal, man.
Even though they go and beat NC State last week, I mean, this could be one that Kansas might be able to.
That would be
squeak
nice.
by
That
with
would be nice.
Squeak by with the field goal.
And you know as well as I do, that's the old baseball saying, build it and they will come. You have some success and you got Les Miles leading the way. And the next thing you know, he's going to start getting recruits and put them on the map. They're still a long ways off from being truly competitive, but at the end,
This could be a.
But it's a great start,
It
isn't
could be a
Speaking
statement
of-
game.
he's
for
just
them.
fun to listen to sometimes because he's
Well,
part of my hops of the week stuff.
Speaking of like Kansas area, Kansas State, they beat Mississippi State here on Saturday. Saw like a WWE freaking play of where the quarterback jumped in the air and flopped on the ground. He went like 10 feet in the air. I want to give like a shout out to Kansas State because their head coach, they're 3-0 right now, and Chris Kleiman. He was NDSU, North Dakota State. He got the job at Kansas State.
Yep.
And he won 6 national championships as a head coach up
buddy,
there.
He knows a thing or two about coaching the game. Of football,
He's a
so,
football guy.
Yeah.
So I like.
Oh yeah.
I would say
yeah.
like look
Oh,
out
yeah.
for them in the Big
Up there in
12. You never
Dakotas.
know.
Up there in Dakotas.
You never knew
Yeah.
because they run an offense that is smash mouth football. They do.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the thing about North Dakota State. When JMU played them, they don't change anything up or go out of the blue with their formations. They run power formation, I formation, every step of the way, and they had a good quarterback in Easton Stick and Wentz for years up there.
Yeah.
So look out for them in the Big 12.
You
Really
know,
look out.
I also see Oklahoma making a splash. I'm telling you what, Jalen Hurts.
He looks good this
You know,
year,
he's just
buddy.
under 1,000 yards passing already. He has 9 touchdowns, no interceptions, 375, roughly 370 rushing.
I want to say that
He's 1,200
is
yards
good.
of offense.
He is good, but the 3 teams that they have played so far, Houston, UCLA, and who was the second one? They played a terrible team in
A high
the
school,
second week.
probably. But
Probably. I'll look it up
Line
here
of
in a
Death.
sec.
John Bosco Prep. They're good, but
Dallas
they
Carter.
Yeah.
So they played South Dakota in the second game. So they played
Yeah.
Houston, South Dakota, and UCLA. They're not playing top-tier defenses right now.
Yeah, I get that.
But does the Big 12 play defense?
No, I'm talking about offense to defense, like
gotcha.
playing against a top-tier defense. We saw it happen against freaking
Well,
Alabama last year.
The thing about him is that he is so battle tested that
I love Jalen Hurts. I do.
I just like him.
I think he is a fantastic quarterback. I do.
Yeah, he put a statement on the Heisman Trophy. They're gonna have the 3rd Heisman Trophy coming out of Oklahoma. He has to be the odds-on favorite
He's
right
got to
now.
be the favorite.
You think he could beat Lawrence? I'm just saying Lawrence is the talk of the town. He
Trevor
is.
Lawrence threw 2 interceptions yesterday, and they
It's going to come down to numbers.
right. They're going to go on to this schedule, and then you look at who they're playing, and I don't know. I just don't see them. Trevor Lawrence is a good football player. Don't get
By the
me
way,
wrong.
the Bears and Broncos are coming down to 1:30 right now, and it's in the red zone now, and the Bears are trying to hold them off from a touchdown. And it's a third down now.
3rd and 2.
So, any other games you want to talk about for next week?
No, what I was
move on
concerned
from this
about
travesty of
Florida
college
and,
football?
and their quarterback and his dislocated ankle.
Who?
Yeah, Florida.
Felipe
Franks.
Yeah,
When did he
Felipe
dislocate
Franks.
it?
Just
he was
in the game?
Yesterday? Oh
he
my
got
God,
tackled
I
from
didn't
behind.
see it.
And it wasn't a cheap thing. It was one of those things where he got rolled up from behind. He
Fourth
got bent
down.
over and dislocated his ankle, and it was just tragic because Florida was playing well with him. The young
The
guy
Chiefs
who
just
came
won,
in
by
after
the way, 28-10 over the Raiders.
The Raiders. Good contact.
4th down
right
for
there.
the Bears, for the
Let's
Broncos now. This is the ball game right here if they can hold them.
Yeah.
But good segue now into NFL football.
No.
But I mean, it is. But real quick, let me see if this play is going to work out for the
We're gonna
Bears.
sit here.
Uh,
You got Flacco in the gun. Oh, and they took a
fucking
timeout.
timeout. Never mind.
Trying to
Screw
ice
you,
the
NFL.
defense. Trying to ice the defense there.
So, week 2 of the NFL. Since we do this every single Sunday, we don't have the opportunity to give you our input on the Sunday night and Monday night games.
Yeah.
Sunday night game, the Steelers lost. Big fucking whoop. Oh, boy, we got the Steelers got their
I'll tell you what,
asses
the
kicked.
Patriots, they looked rock solid. I mean,
they played the Dolphins.
no, not this was last week, last Sunday night, because it was an hour after the show. The one thing I took away from that is the linebacking crew for the Patriots. You know, you got Dante Hightower.
The re-pickup of Jamie Collins, now back on the Patriots, makes me so scared for them because, like, when
just
he
adds
was
another
with
dimension.
them back when they beat the Legion of Boom and by the way, hold on, let's see this play
Flacco in a gun.
by the Broncos.
102 left. Motion. They're bringing a safety with pressure, and he
got it.
He caught it. He caught it for the first down.
But the time is running now. Sorry, but let me get back to the Patriots. Yeah, they just look very dominant.
And
but
Kyle
also-
Van Noy didn't even play because
exactly.
his wife was having a baby, so he didn't even play. But you think about those 3 linebackers, and I'm tell you what,
Yeah.
you know,
You may have lost Trey Flowers. You may have lost him, but you have guys like Danny Shelton to back him up.
did he
And
catch that? Son of a bitch, he caught that, didn't he?
touchdown?
Did they-
Oh,
They
yeah.
did. How
30
did I know that was going to happen? 30 seconds left.
God, the Bears' offense
Are they
fucking
going?
sucks.
Are they going for 2? Is somebody holding up 2? Holy shit!
Are they going for the
Yeah,
win?
go
They're
for the
going-
Oh,
win.
man. Vic Fangio, I just passed a kidney stone, so I got to have some big balls now.
Joe Flacco still got it, buddy. Gunslinger.
Up, 1 knee equals 2 feet. What a hell of a catch! I'll tell you what, that's a great throw. Joe Flacco had a hell of a throw. Boom, 1 knee.
He got both feet.
Both feet,
Both
and
feet
knee.
in a knee.
And a knee.
1, 2,
Knee.
knee.
Oh,
Wow.
man.
Hell of a catch and throw. Man.
The Bears' offense fucking sucks.
Yeah, my
they can
Bears
only
are
put up
so
13
disappointing.
points. Von Miller's not even playing. He's not even playing, and they can't even get more than 13 points.
Yeah, well.
Trubutsky can't do a damn thing right now.
I call him Truditsky.
Hey, but what were we talking about? Oh, yeah,
Call
the
me
Patriots.
Mitchell, not Mitch.
Oh, yeah,
I know
that's
you're
right.
gay. Call me Mitchell, not Mitch.
Yeah, but the Patriots,
Call you
the
dickhead
Steelers,
because you're not freaking getting it done.
what the Steelers do every single time when they go up to New England is fucking try and play zone coverage, and I don't understand it. I really don't.
They were playing man with the slants.
With the slants, yeah. Well, that ain't. Well, hold on. Let's see the 2
All right,
point.
all right, so
this is for the win right now.
Broncos going for 2 here.
This is
Oh, motion out of the backfield.
Motion and out to empty.
it's a delay of game.
Did they get a delay? Yes, it was. They got flagged for delay of game. So it bumps it back to the 8-yard line.
So do they still go for the 2 point, or do they take
Look
the
at Vic
time
Fangio. He wants the clock reset, and he's like, "I passed a kidney stone for crying out loud. I should get a reset clock." And then the official
No,
comes
they're
over and says,
Now they're
They're
going
going for the extra point.
"Now they're going for the extra point, going for the tie, and then playing overtime here." Maybe the Bears will block it or he'll shank it. Maybe the Bears will experience the double doink on the other end.
Okay, well, even if they were playing man coverage, they were doing a shitty job of it then against New England.
I don't understand. Keith Butler, I'm not sold on him as a coordinator. I'm sorry.
It's been like that for a couple years now.
I'm not
Pittsburgh.
sold on him as a
Ever
coordinator.
since Dick LeBeau
Yeah,
left,
sure.
it
not
really.
sold on him as a coordinator.
And
Dude, he's got freaking porn star mustache, doesn't he?
Like
Ray
Gardner
McManus.
Minshew. Like Gardner Minshew, buddy. McManus, can you get it done here? No
it's gonna
pressure.
Shank it.
Come on,
Go
shank
wide
it.
right.
Come
Wide
on,
right.
shank it.
Wide right.
Come
Wide
on,
right.
shank it.
He shanked it! He missed it!
He missed it. The Bears
Oh, there's a flag!
No. Did we
No.
run into somebody?
No.
Uh-oh. Look at him.
No, is there a personal foul? No. Oh my God, no!
What
They're
a series of events.
Offside. No, we're trying to talk right now, and the Bears are fucking it up right now.
Damn it.
This is so
Look how
bad.
pissed Nagy is.
Oh, my.
Offsides, penalty.
So can they now attempt
No,
a
they may go
2-point?
for a 2-point
Can they
now.
attempt a 2-point conversion now? Like,
Yeah,
what's the rule to
because
that?
it'll go back to the 2-yard line. Because instead of being out to the 8-yard line,
No, it'll go back. Oh, is it a personal foul?
No, it was
No, it's
offsides.
offside, so it's a 5-yard penalty,
Yeah,
right?
but
they're going for the win now. They're going
But
back
you
for
can
the
move
win.
man.
it. You can move the ball.
Oh my
up, I
God,
guess,
this
now.
might happen. This might happen.
Oh my! I've never seen an ending to a pro football game or any football game like this.
Right. Oh, my God. They're back at the 1.
It's at the 1.
They're at the 1.
Oh no! Is it going to
It's
be a
gonna be
run?
the same play.
I think it's going to be an inside zone.
All right,
Same
here they
play.
go. Motion out.
No, oh yeah, they're
Motion
going to.
out. Empty. Flacco looking right. Throws the ball.
Got
and he
it!
fucking got it. And the Bears are going to lose. That's just horrible.
That guy's getting cut next week, buddy.
That's horrible. Look at Matt Nagy. He's like, what do we got to do?
Hey, that guy's getting cut.
Oh, my. That's just bad.
Well,
All right, let's
we'll-
get back to the
we'll-
show for crying out loud.
Flacco
And then on the Monday
nuts.
night game, you have a showing of the Saints versus the
Texans.
Texans in a great freaking game.
Yeah, back and forth, man.
And Deshaun Watson, people were like, "Oh, look at Deshaun Watson." He's like, "Fuck you! He won the Heisman, man, and he was one of the best college football quarterbacks to ever play the
Yeah,
game."
you know, he looked really comfortable in crunch time, but you leave time on the clock and you leave Drew Brees with the ball.
Bad idea.
Bad idea.
even if
Bad
it's just
idea.
30
Bad
seconds, yeah.
Right. And I also, in the other game, the Broncos and the Raiders, I thought the Raiders looked very sharp, too. I think they had their moments where, you know.
They took all the talk about Antonio Brown and just threw it out the window. And
Yeah,
said,
and went out there
"Don't
and
care."
played. They went out there and played. Now, today, they freaking got their ass beat by the Chiefs, but hey.
That's a different story because the Chiefs are a very good team.
Yeah,
The
definitely.
Chiefs really are. All right, now on to week 2. We thought, and well, it seemed like we thought that the Cardinals would give the Ravens a showing now, and
I was hoping
they really
would.
did.
I was hoping they would, and they just simply, once again, what we talked about, starting slow, and it's something about the Cardinals just trying to find themselves in their offense, and they just started so slowly.
But
They
the-
put so much pressure on their defense.
but the Cardinals did not run the ball at all.
right, they were
And
not effective.
Kyler Murray now in 2 weeks has thrown the ball 92 times.
Yeah.
92 times in 2 weeks. They have no running game established. Yeah, he's a Heisman winner, but for the love of God, could you give the ball to David Johnson? I mean, he is one of the best running backs in the league, and you could probably use him once or twice because you had a chance to beat the Ravens, who put up 59 points the previous week.
Right.
You had a chance. So do you think Trubisky can pull this off and get a field goal? Because
No.
There's 24 seconds. We got a flag there. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
We'll see
Holding.
what happens.
Uh-oh. Roughing the
Roughing the
passer.
passer. Oh, that's
And the
15
Bears still have a
and automatic
timeout.
First.
The Bears still have a timeout as well.
What dumbass was that?
Bradley Chubb, it looks like.
He's a hell of a
Von
football
Miller's
player,
playing
isn't he?
right there.
What
What are you talking about?
How good is Bradley Chubb, man?
I thought he wasn't playing for the times that I.
That
was
is not roughing the passer.
Well, if the
How is
ball
that
was
roughing the-
away-
how is
if
that roughing
ball-
the passer?
If the ball's away, you know how it is today. You can't touch the guy. He's like a bubble
He-
boy. They should put a bubble around the quarterback so you
How
can't
is
hit
that
him.
roughing the
Vic.
passer?
How
is that roughing the passer?
But look where-
Dude, they're
look where the
only
Bears are-
15 yards away.
Yeah,
from
but
going
Pinheiro already hit 2 balls tonight. Come on, Trubisky. And he throws it over the water tower, and it's incomplete.
18 seconds left, though. Then they still got a timeout.
Still got a shot. Just get him down the field. Stop trying to go for it all at once.
Sorry that we're getting sidetracked here by this.
It's all right. So let's talk week 2 today.
I am. I'm talking about the Cardinals and Ravens. Kyler Murray looks like a freaking stud. He does. I'm sorry I didn't talk good about him in the preseason, but right now he is a very good chance for the freaking Cardinals to have a good season.
I think
he
so.
is.
They got to get they got to get in tune with each other. And right now they look like they're depending on the big play. And Larry Legend has been a bright star for them. All right, the Bears.
Oh.
Third down now.
All right, 3rd and 10.
13 seconds left. It's 4-down territory regardless, so they got to go for it.
Yeah.
But, Larry Legend looks like he could still fucking play another 20 years.
No,
Shit.
he's 36 years old, and he's still playing well. They're just starting way too slow for me. How about the Bills? Are the Bills for real?
Yeah, their defense is pretty for real.
We'll find out when they play the Pats how good they
Josh
really
Allen
are.
looked pretty sharp today.
And
They
still not even
played
playing
pretty
at
well.
home. They're still not even playing at home. They've had 2 road games.
I don't know. I put for real with a question mark because I'd like to think that they're good. All right, Trubisky, get the ball out of bounds.
Oh my God!
9 seconds
How the
left.
Bears
4th down,
shit this
4th and
away.
10. Bears looks like they're gonna put
Take
this one
the
in the
L,
old
yeah.
dumper.
Yeah, it's 4th down and 10, and they got to get a first down here, or otherwise the game's over.
Yeah.
And even if they do get a first down, they have to call a timeout immediately, basically, to end it. Yeah, the Bills, I think they are for real. Like, when I was listening to the commentators, they were the number 2 defense last year, and their defensive, yeah, that's what it said.
Oh, an eligible man downfield.
They were the number 2 defense last year, and their defensive coordinator is none other than Leslie Frazier, who was a part of the most badass defense to ever play the game in the '85 Bears.
Yeah.
And their defense looks very for real. Now, they did play the Giants, who are, we all know about them right now.
they stifled the Giants. I mean, they really, really had their way with the Giants.
Now it's 4th and 15.
How good is freaking Saquon Barkley? That cat is
It's like
good,
a Barry
man.
Sanders, exactly
He's
like
so
him,
good.
because he
is
has
so
a
good.
terrible team around
He's got
him.
great hands.
Oh, my God! Fall down!
Timeout,
You have to
timeout.
fall down!
Game's over.
Oh, no, what happened? They called timeout. They have
Wait a minute. Nobody's coming on the field. He caught a big pass. They're going to take a look at this.
It
He's
has
down.
to come down to the head coach being right next to the ref. It had to be. There was 1
I
second
think they're
left that he
talking
fell
about
down.
1 second left when he hit the ground.
Oh, they're going to call it. They're going to say he got the timeout off. Oh, no, this is huge. Oh, man, could the Bears really do this?
How good is Robinson as a receiver, man? He's clutch. He's a
Can
clutch
they really
guy.
do this on a 4th and 15 and convert?
Oh, they gave
my
it to
God.
him. They gave
They
him
gave
one.
him the-
Broncos are about to get home.
Oh no, Pinheiro.
Pinheiro has to make it. He has to.
Watch him miss by like 10
Is it going to be a
yards
double
left.
joink?
No.
Is it going to be a double
No,
joink?
if he's going to
Can we
miss
go
it,
wide, right?
push
or
it wide right. I want to see a big shanker to the left where he misses like the kid from Michigan State.
And he falls down right there. Yep,
Timeout.
just timeout easily. Yep. Because I guarantee Matt Nagy was standing right next to the ref, just screaming. Oh, man.
Yeah, he's down with 1 second. All right, come on, Pinheiro.
All right, this is it.
Eddie Pinheiro.
He's
What a
made both his
name.
field goals
Steady
today.
Eddie.
He hit from 52 earlier today.
Woo! Come on now. You got
No
come on.
pressure.
Look
buddy.
at that shot. Holy shit. He's got to hit this a ton.
And the snap is off.
And it's a good hold. And
It's
drop.
good!
It's good! And the Bears are
the
going
Bears
to win!
Oh
The
my
Bears-
God.
The Bears win.
Lord, how about the Bears to pull that
Look
off?
at Vic Fangio just going,
my
fuck
God.
me running.
After the whole situation with Cody Parkey last year to end it
Oh,
off.
my.
and you gotta-
Pinheiro, I think they're going to freaking build a statue to him out in front of Soldier Field.
Broncos are just devastated
Yeah.
right now.
Dude,
Yeah.
that was an awful call on a roughing the passer
That was a
penalty.
terrible.
That is
That's
a
going to be the
fucking
talk.
Terrible
That's going to be the
call,
talk
dude.
of
Look
tomorrow.
at Eddie Pinheiro. He's going to talk contract extension.
I can't believe that. That's unreal. But all right, now that the game is over,
All right,
let's
let's-
finally
all
get
right.
back to it. We hope you enjoyed that commentary by us because the freaking volume. So I'm looking here to the left.
I see
it's
the
skyrocketed
I see the
up.
spike on the.
It's really bad.
Yeah, it's up there.
Who are we talking about to finish that off?
Hey, I want to talk about 3 things real quick. Patriots, 76 points in 2 weeks. Their defense
Only
is
giving
unreal.
up 3.
They've given up 3 points. They look.
They
look.
had 2 pick sixes today against the Dolphins.
Yeah,
The
wow.
Dolphins aren't.
Yeah, but the Patriots are the real
the
deal right now.
The Dolphins aren't a team. They're like fake. NFL
Got AB
team.
involved in the game today. I wasn't sure that was going to happen. I didn't think it was a good idea, but they got him in. He caught a couple of balls and a touchdown. No fanfare, nothing special. So let's drop that. The Chiefs starting really slow, and then they just dropped the hammer on the Raiders. The Chiefs got to play better defense early, or they're going to run into a
Chiefs
really
didn't
good
score
team.
in the second half.
You
They
know-
only scored in the first half.
They're going to have to play better defense against better teams, or they're going to run into the same shit they did last year.
Yeah.
And then finally, I had 3 teams that just I feel so good for Jimmy Garoppolo right now, having his season cut short with the ACL last
really
year.
put it on the Bengals today.
He throws for 3 touchdowns. Yeah, he had a pick, but it doesn't matter. They score 41. Finally, he's getting the monkey off his back and showing that he can play and be a starter in the NFL. The Lions and the Titans. You talk about 2 teams so hard to figure out right now, but to come from behind against the Chargers and the Lions, it says a lot either about the Lions themselves or that the Chargers are not all they're cracked up to be. Do they need
That's
their
just a
running
weird
back
matchup,
back? Do
too,
they
to
need a
have.
running game back again? Do they need their running back? And then the Titans. You have this game all the way through. You look like you're in complete control, and then you shit it away. And to me, that's just hard
They
to
put up
figure out.
43 points last week against the Browns, and then they lose to the Colts.
And then they lose to the Colts. And the Colts who just freaking find a way to keep the game close. So those are my walkaways, the 49ers, the Lions, and the Titans. I feel bad for the Steelers and them losing Big Ben because he is critical to their team success.
And James Conner.
You lost James Conner too?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see him go down.
Yeah, so they lost their quarterback and running back.
Well, the young kid doesn't look too bad, though. He looked
Benny
comfortable
Snell,
in there.
yeah, he does
Yeah.
it.
Mason Rudolph threw his first
Yeah,
touchdown
Rudolph
pass.
didn't
He
look
threw
too bad.
2.
Yeah, and
He didn't look too bad.
And Dante Moncrief.
Oh
just,
boy, it's
talk about stone hands.
Yeah. Oh.
stone cold hands.
Man,
Yeah,
that guy needs.
And that's the bottom line.
for 2 weeks now.
he
Because
needs.
Moncrief said so.
Yeah, I tell you what, bud.
The interception that Rudolph had was not Rudolph's fault.
It went
'Cause
right through his damn
it
hands.
went right through his damn hands.
I mean,
It
he.
stoinked off his head.
I mean,
the Steelers they tried to play catch up when Ben went down today against the Seahawks, and when Rudolph came in, the offense didn't change. Rudolph looked very good. You got to breed a quarterback at some point because
Yeah.
Big Ben, it looks like it is coming to the end of his regime.
Especially if he's hurt
Yeah,
right
especially
now.
if it's inflammatory problems in his arm. Because that might be the problem. He's getting old. It happens.
Yeah.
Ask the coach over here. He's in a walker.
They they CGI the walker away when he comes out.
We always say Big Ben's always in a damn walking boot.
He's in the
He's got an
walking boot.
arm injury and he's in a fucking walking boot. Like, there's no point.
When he was holding
He
his elbow,
always
I
is.
was like, "Get the boot ready."
Yeah.
That's always the case.
And Rudolph looks like a very viable quarterback. He did it against some very good defensive players in the Seahawks.
Yep.
He really did. Now, he got thrown into a situation today, and he handled it very well. Now, if they converted on a 2-point conversion, it would probably be a different story.
Right? Well, ask.
And then also, if that touchdown that Mark Barron, if there wasn't a fucking block in the back and Mark Barron scored that touchdown on the fumble return, it would be a different story.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different things. It's better than just saying fire Tomlin, which is what every Steeler fan still calls for today.
Well, he's not the best in-game coach, and it's apparent that he is not the best in-game coach.
Tomlin?
Yeah, he's terrible in-game.
Well,
I mean, he kept the whole AB situation, the whole Le'Veon Bell situation, all that stuff that was happening in-house last year. He was very good at that.
yeah.
Managing the locker room and all that. But in terms of coaching on the field, I'm just not sold because when he won his Super Bowl, whose team was it? Whose team was it? It was Bill Cowher. It was still Bill Cowher's culture. It was still Bill Cowher's players. Still Bill Cowher's mindsets. You know, I mean, let's be real about it. What has Mike Tomlin done after the Bill Cowher era?
You know, there's that old saying, what have you
know?
done for me lately?
You know? I mean, what have you done?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'd like to say bad things about him, but I can't because they're going to play bad this week, and then later on they're going to set the world on fire against somebody, and they're going to beat somebody good, and they're going to look dynamic again and stuff, and hopefully this whole elbow thing or whatever arm injury that Ben has, maybe it's something minor, and a little bit of time and some healing will take care of that. But I don't know. I wouldn't count the Steelers out. I just wouldn't.
Okay, well then who do you got for your told you so?
I told you so.
Yeah.
It's got to be the Patriots.
yeah, I was gonna say that.
I
too.
told you so. They're just.
Fucking
When I heard they brought freaking Jamie Collins back, and I just looked at the linebacker and the secondary. You know, they have 9 guys in their secondary, 9 guys that they can play at any one time. And so when you go with a nickel or dime package, you're putting guys who would start for any other team. You're putting 6 of them on the field, 6 starters from any other team on the field. And then you're putting 3 all-pro linebackers in there, in Van Noy and Hightower and Collins. Okay, you and then Michael Bennett up front. Just
Danny Shelton, who's like a brick house.
Yeah, a handful of other guys in there just grinding out up front and everything like that. They are going to be very, very, very difficult to beat. Does that mean they won't be beat? No. But if they stay healthy, their receiving core, holy crap. Between Philip Dorsett, freaking N'Keal Harry when he comes back, and then you got freaking AB and Josh Gordon and Edelman.
Who do you cover?
Yeah.
How do you cover?
Right. How do
It's
you
no
do you do?
longer the Gronk show, and
Right, I wondered down the stretch what they would do to deal with missing Gronkowski. Now you have a true downfield threat in Antonio Brown, because there's no doubt about it, that cat can freaking smoke. I mean, he can run. So, it's crazy to think what they could be this year. Crazy to think.
All right, well, what about damn it ain't so for your second week?
My damn it say it ain't so is the damn Chargers. I just expected more out of an AFC championship team, a team that was playing in the AFC championship, to fall off the way
Divisional
they did.
round, but yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? To just not show up and not play, and to let teams like
the Colts and the
Lions take you down a peg. It's just not.
It's the fucking Lions.
Right.
Like, come on, man.
You know.
Well, what about you then, Vig?
Well, told you so that the Steelers aren't going to be good. Damn it, say it ain't so that they're damn 0-2. Yeah. I'm pleasantly surprised with Mason Rudolph. The kid's been the talk of the town. Obviously, that's why they traded.
I don't mean to put does anybody want a beer?
No, I'm good.
You want an IPA? You want one of these IPAs?
I like this.
I got another one for you.
I like this Richmond Lager.
And hey, once again, Beer All Stars, Port City's Monumental IPA, and Hardywood Park Craft Brewing, Richmond Lagers, Pub Talk All Stars for this week. Shouted them out on Twitter. Hopefully, we get some feedback from those guys.
Yeah, and the damn it ain't so are the damn Steelers. You know, they're 0-2. I can't even tell you the last time that the Steelers were 0-2 in my lifetime. You know,
last year they were 0-1-1.
Well,
so it was
close, but
it was very close.
but still, you know, it's just I don't know.
It's very disappointing.
They are not good at signing free agents. I'm not sold on the Mark Barron signing. I didn't like it. I don't think he fits their defense. I was okay with the Dante Moncrief signing, but you know he was so far he is not the player who he was in Indy. Because in Indy he was a good second tier, wide receiver, but I guess the jury's still out.
He was good on my Madden Ultimate team, but now he's not good in real life.
I guess the jury's still out, so we'll see. Hopefully they can regroup here. I mean, it is the NFL. Anybody can win on any given week. They are paid millions of dollars to do so. So, hopefully the Steelers will figure something out.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I don't want to be a Steelers bummer or anything like that, but it's
Go ahead.
I don't want to be
You
that
have
way.
to learn the cold hard truth sometime, man.
You
have to.
I don't want to be a downer on them because
Don't be
just,
too harsh or I'll mute you. But
no,
go
I'm
ahead.
not. I'm not saying that. It's just like they can't get whatever this monkey is on their back. They can't get off of it. I don't know if it's from the coach. I don't know if it's from Tomlin. I don't know if it's from their coordinators. I don't know what it is. But with the injuries to Big Ben, and when you watch the throw against Seattle today, when you watch the throw and the instant look of pain on his face and him shaking his hand, I'm thinking to myself, this is not good. This is not good. I didn't see the Connor injury because I was watching another game, but that just spells.
He was watching the Patriots, still putting on the Dolphins.
No, I wasn't. I can't remember what I was watching, but I was watching another game, and I don't want to cheer for the Steelers, but at the same time, I don't want something like injuries to take a team apart, because that's not the measure of a team when they're suffering through injuries. You know that because we're dealing with the same thing. When we got when you got starters out with injuries and you're trying to put the best players onto the field and it's not what you're expecting, especially with inexperience, it's really tough to win. It's really tough to win. And so I don't want to be a Debbie Downer on the old Steelers, but they got a long road ahead of them in the coming weeks, especially if Ben's injury is significant.
And next week they got to play San Francisco, who right now is looking very hot.
Yeah, and you got
San Francisco.
Yeah, you got to go to the West Coast and play, and so that might not bode well, especially with the way Jimmy G's playing. So
0-3 for the first time, and
could be.
Could be.
So there's a couple of big games next week that I want to see. Ravens and Chiefs, number one. I don't know upsets or locks.
It's back in Arrowhead too again.
That's a hard place to win on the road.
Yeah, it is.
Hard place to win.
But I'm telling you what, I watched that Ravens game today, and I don't want to like number 8.
Why?
I don't know. There's something about it. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it.
I am happy for him because everyone said you can't play the quarterback position.
You're not smart enough. You got a 12 on the whole freaking. What's the test they give you? What's the
the Wonderling test.
The Wonderlic test.
You wore braces in college. You come from the inner city of Miami. Your only scholarship offer at quarterback was at Louisville because everyone else wanted to make you a wide receiver.
But man, does he look smooth back there?
And hey, he made this one vertical throw. He let it rip, and this I don't know who it was, but oh my God, it was beautiful over the shoulder.
Let's take a step back to the Steelers and how we used to talk about Big Ben, and Big Ben could always extend the play because he was such a tough guy to tackle. But this guy extends the play with his feet, and every time you break contain and he gets outside and you don't freaking get the contain on him, he becomes a danger to run, and he's running so much smarter. He's running out of bounds. He's taking the slide. No unnecessary hits, no nothing. If he can dish the ball off, he will dish the ball off to somebody else. And that, to me, tells me that they built a system around him, which a lot of teams don't do. They try to shoehorn that guy into a system rather than take a system and take what this guy does well and build it around him. And I don't want to be happy for him, but he's a good football player. But he's going to run into the Chiefs. And if there's any team that can threaten your defense, it's the Chiefs and Mahomes and everybody else they have.
What was that second quarter output he put out today? 270 something
It was
yards
ridiculous.
in the
Almost
quarter?
Almost 300 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yikes, Raiders.
Yeah. So, yeah, I Patrick Mahomes is a special freaking football player right now.
Yeah,
he just, and I noticed him today, and I noticed it with Lamar Jackson. I also noticed it with Russell Wilson. I saw it a little bit from David Carr, but Patrick Mahomes is really good at it too. Is when they change their arm angle and they freaking get rid of the ball. Aaron Rodgers is phenomenal at it. Where they just change their arm angle and rip the ball sideways, or put it in that
just
3
like
quarters.
Aaron Rodgers,
yeah, they just find a way to get the ball.
Flick of the wrist. It's just.
Yeah,
they
flip,
natural,
and that's a good way to say it. They just flip it out there, and I saw a lot of that today. I think Jared Goff can also do that as well.
Yeah, I was going to say the game I want to see next week is the primetime game on Sunday night.
That's
Who would have
Rams-Browns.
thought that the Browns would get a primetime game on Sunday Night Football at home, and Al Michaels and the slide-in Chris Collinsworth would get? Who would have thought?
You know what? I think the Rams are going to go in there and drub the shit out of the
I
Browns.
really do think so as well. Unless we see something different tomorrow with the toilet bowl, freaking the Browns versus Jets tomorrow.
Yeah.
Unless we see something different, yeah, it looks really like the Rams are going to go in there and drub them.
And then the battle of unknowns and untested and unscoring Bears and Redskins. You know, that goes back many, 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 many years. But I want the Bears to continue on. But I can't believe they won today. But I'll take it. So my picks for next week, I'm thinking Chiefs over Ravens, and I'm thinking Rams over the Browns. And I'd like to see, and it was just all the freaking nonsense that they anoint the Browns because they got Odell Beckham, and they got what's his name Baker Mayfield, and then they've got Jarvis Landry, and they were talking about they're going to be a playoff caliber team. They've got all this talent, and then they go out there and freaking lay an egg.
Yeah.
So
score 13 points and that's it.
I want to see him lay an egg again.
Yeah.
Not that I don't like Baker Mayfield. I kind of cheered for the Browns last year a little bit, but now it's put up or shut up. I don't want to hear any more about this kid until he proves he can win consistently in this league.
Yeah, man. All right. Any other talk on NFL? Any other things for next week or who the hell is screaming? Oh, that's a commercial. I was like, what? Is somebody on fire right now?
No, the bar's quiet over there today.
Right.
So,
any other talk on NFL before we move to hops?
Anything you got? I don't know. I'm just happy the
I
Bears came.
I know
back.
we were so
I
focused
think-
on that.
Eddie Piñeiro's my new freak. I got to get his jersey now.
Easy, Big John.
Eddie Piñeiro.
I think one takeaway though is that a lot of the games were. Whoa, hey there, this is
Big
Coach Tommy Gun. Hey, what's up, buddy? Oh boy, here we go. Sorry, the cat is.
That's the big cat.
Trying to speak in the mic here. I think the takeaway is that a lot of the games were close.
Yes,
and they were competitive, and it came down to the last 2 minutes for a lot of the games.
Yeah.
So
sorry, our cat Big Tom is here.
Tommy Gunn.
Yeah, the big cat.
But that's one thing that I definitely noticed this week. So
yeah, one of the things I want to say is talking about the injuries is Drew Brees. What happens to the Saints if Drew Brees is injured? The Rams put it on the Saints 27-9. I don't want to think bad things, but when your quarterback goes down, especially a guy as good as Drew Brees, thrown for as many gazillion yards as he has, when you take him out of your offense, holy cow. Teddy Bridgewater hasn't played in, I don't know, since you were in middle school, right?
No, you're probably right, but no, that's not true.
So I don't know. I'm a little worried about the Saints now, that especially with
Teddy Bridgewater at the helm.
Well, just not having Brees, if it's something significant.
He's one of the
He was
best
holding his
players
hand.
in NFL
It
history.
looked like he hit a helmet with his hand, maybe. And maybe they were just saying, "Hey, let's not take any chances. Let's get it X-rayed. Let's be the smart thing. We can't win a playoff game today. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It's only week 2.
Right.
You got 14 more weeks of the season.
Let's ferret this out and figure out what the heck's going on. So, I just hope that when you have a top notch guy like a Drew Brees or what would happen if something happens to Lamar Jackson? What happens with that? What happens in Kansas? What happens if Kansas City if Mahomes goes down?
You
What
got
happens?
Matt Moore.
Yeah. Well, look at the Patriots. What happens if Tom Brady gets freaking knocked and he goes down?
I mean, well, nothing happens, right? Because he's a system quarterback, so anyone can fucking do it, right? Because that's what everyone believes if you're not a Patriots fan.
Yeah.
Or
I
if
guess,
you're
but
just
I'm just curious about what would happen to some of these teams. Some of these teams are relying on their key performers, like freaking Pat Mahomes. And if he goes down, what happens to the Chiefs? I just don't see them.
there's only 3 players in NFL history who have thrown for 50 touchdowns. Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, and now Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
So to be in that company is very good for Pat Mahomes. And yeah, you're right. If he goes down, who's going to do the no-look passes?
Yeah.
What, I'm not going to be able to see those anymore? What the fuck, man?
He's like Magic Johnson with the ball, looking the other way and then throwing it back.
All right, hops of the week. Finally, we got about 10 minutes, so let's finish this off here. Go ahead and start us off then, Coach, because I started last week.
All right. I was watching the game with, what the hell?
I don't know.
I was watching one of the games,
Someone
and
farted or something.
I think
It
one
sounded like.
it did. It sounded like a roar or somebody farted, one of the two. And I was listening to one of the color commentators, and I just got so annoyed by the stupid things that they say. Like, for example,
Name the person.
I think
Chris Collinsworth?
No,
That
it
would be
was
the
Mark
top of mine.
Schlereth.
Mark
Oh,
Schlereth?
Mark Schlereth?
Schlereth.
The Idaho
Yeah.
Vandal.
The guy who shit
who-
himself?
Who goes
Stink.
to play?
Yeah.
Who goes to play Idaho? Like,
Yeah.
Who goes there?
Because of the potatoes. I don't know.
Boys
But
and
he
Blue
said-
turf.
There was a throw, and it was towards the sideline, and it was behind the receiver, and the guy dropped it, and he says, you know, if you're going to make that throw, you got to make a better throw. And I said to myself, are you kidding me? Of course he's got to make a better fucking throw. You don't think he knows that? Like the guy who threw the ball goes,
Dude,
oh,
that
shit.
guy's a fucking genius.
Yeah, and then one of the other
seeing
ones
things that we
says
don't.
that this defense has got to play physical. And I'm thinking to myself,
just let 'em
really?
go.
No, they're going to go out in fucking skirts and they're going to be dancing around doing freaking
Cheers.
We're going to go out in fucking
rah.
kilts and we're going to do our
They're doing a
java.
river dance out there or something, tapping heels. I just started to think about all the stupid things that teams say or these color commentators say, and I just got stuck on it and I couldn't stop thinking about you got to make a better throw. And I was like, damn it, I wrote that note down. It was the very first thing I wrote on here was saying stupid shit over
it's
and
literally
over
number
again.
one on his notes.
Yes, make a better throw, and you got to be physical. You know, this defense, in order for this defense to have success today, they got to be physical. Really? Really? No one knew that. Or they'll say this. You know, the game of football is about being physical. No, it's not. Really?
No, anyone can play it.
I thought it was
really.
the same thing as dancing, you know. They say that dancing is a contact sport. Football is a collision sport. Well, really? I couldn't figure that out. Thanks, Mark. But I do that with a tongue-in-cheek because he's not the only one. There are so many guys that say so many dumb things, like Phil Simms and
Chris Collinsworth.
Collinsworth.
I can't
But
Here's a
you
guy.
don't like him, and John Madden was famous for the.
Here's a guy
Maddenism.
when he runs, he goes faster.
Here's a guy when he
Right.
tries to run
Well,
faster. He actually runs faster.
Sometimes I think they're just trying to say something after the
Yeah,
play
and
by
I
guy.
think
But
on a-
like just sometimes they don't need to say it.
You don't have to say it.
Yeah,
right?
Al, that
Yeah.
was a football play out there.
Right, and
It was a good football play.
well, the thing about it was that Mark Schlereth, he played the game,
Right.
and it's not like he doesn't know, but he's just talking to people out there as if they didn't know, and I get that, and I shouldn't be harsh on him for that. But you're right. There's a lot of other guys, but I have more respect for Collinsworth. I saw a show on him, and it was really, really good. The amount of time that he puts in studying game film and things like that.
Oh, he knows everything
I
about every
understand that,
single
but he
player.
says dumb shit.
Right. I know. I think
Like-
they all do.
like-
About the only one who really, really teaches you about the game as it's being played are guys like Tony Romo. I really enjoy listening to Romo tell you about the things that he knows about the game, having played it like Mark
Right.
Schlereth or Phil Simms or Collinsworth and those guys. But he just has an air about him when he's telling you. He's visually seeing things and he's describing what he sees.
And
And
he
you
make-
pick up on it really
And
quickly.
he was almost like
And he also-
perfect on some of those ones.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. He makes people feel like, yeah, I'm a fucking wizard.
Right.
Oh, look, it's going to go out to the side over here to the sideline. How the hell did he know that? Ah, well, I only played the quarterback position for 10 years.
Yeah, but he's watching what other teams are doing. It's not like he played in Green Bay's offense, or it's not like he played in somebody else's offense. But he knows the game well enough to be able to pick out the things that are there. And then finally, my other hops of the week is Angel Has Fallen with Gerard Butler, a new movie that's out. and it's the third in the trilogy of from Olympus Has Fallen, London Has Fallen, and now Angel Has Fallen. And there was some good action in that movie. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I thought it was better than number 2. There's no way to beat number 1. Olympus Has Fallen was just pure badass. Mike Banning should have been in our conversation with John Wick versus freaking Rambo, because I'd put Mike Banning in that list. Mike Banning is a badass dude. And I thoroughly enjoyed that movie. And then when he gets screwed over in the movie early, I'm not going to tell spoiler alert.
I know.
No spoilers.
It's like,
when he gets screwed up, when he screws over, I looked over at my wife and I told her, I looked at her and I go, you just pissed off Mike Banning. You're screwed. You're so screwed. Mike Banning's going to fuck you up. And from nonstop, it was nonstop. It was just a great story. There was some really good action. And I think, and I didn't want to feel that way at first, but when Nick Nolte comes into the movie, I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, freaking shaking Nick Nolte and stuff. He looks like he's got a little Parkinson's action and stuff like that. But he was phenomenal in the movie. Nick Nolte was really good. And at the end, he had a great line at the end when they were coming together as father and son. It was awesome. I just thoroughly enjoyed it. If you haven't seen Angel Has Fallen, it's a really good flick. And on top of Angel Has Fallen, there was a National Geographic, a Nat Geo special during 9/11, because this past week was the 18th anniversary of 9/11. There was a really good documentary on Air Force One, which is called Angel, and I watched it and I recorded it so that I could watch it again and watch it in greater detail. But you talk about a phenomenal documentary that they put together on the events from the president and his staff's perspective during 9/11. It was really good. But I had to throw out Angel Has Fallen. Gerard Butler just kicks ass. It's really good. And sorry, Mark Schlereth, I didn't mean to bust on you, but you just kind of you tried to kind of triggered me there.
It's okay.
Yeah, so that's mine.
You
Thank
got
you
any,
again,
Vigna?
Port City. Monumental IPA rocked it today. I had me a few of those. Thank you. If you want to send some to the pub at Quincy Mill, I'd be happy to consume them for you.
Well, I'm just a little perplexed. Like, I'm all about what Bronco Mendenhall is doing at UVA.
Yeah.
Doing a great thing. But you go and beat FSU, and the students rush the field against
I get
team
what you're saying.
That's terrible. But I can understand that
They've
UVA
only beaten them 3 times.
I know, that's the thing. It's Florida State. Like,
Yeah.
when has UVA beat Florida State?
Not very often.
So I'm just like perplexed. Why? They're not ranked. They're terrible this year. You got a receiver that lines up backwards at the line of scrimmage.
I saw that.
Oh my God!
I saw that. He was facing the other
It's
direction.
because of improper hydration.
Like
damn
what?
it.
Like you gotta like I'm just like well, what are you doing, bud? You drunk on the field? Like what are you doing? Huh? But I'm just like
It is Florida.
hey, yeah, anything goes.
Low
there,
rider.
man. But I just don't understand why you're rushing the field.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like you.
Hey, they're
upset it.
ranked now.
They are. They're top. They were, I believe, 25th. Now they're 21st or something like that.
Yeah.
23rd, 21st or 23rd. I just saw, but
We went to spring practice, and how different.
Yeah.
I mean, just the
energy,
the energy that they practice
they
with.
sprint everywhere. There's no downtime at their practice.
And then
they
to be able to
optimize everything.
And then Bronco Mendenhall taking time to come and talk with the coaches who come to watch practice and find out what we're thinking and what we liked and what we didn't like. Just a hell of a coach, man.
Yeah.
So I'm down for the cause with UVA. I wanted them to win so bad.
And then one other thing, I was watching the Minnesota game, and I am in love with the big ass gopher on the side of their helmets. The big ass gopher, it's like Boise State's big ass Bronco,
Yeah.
right? But they got the big old gopher on the side. I think
It's a great observation. Top 10 observation.
I mean,
right
it's just. I was at Logan's Roadhouse last night. You know,
I just saw a picture of the big ass gopher. He's got giant butt teeth. That's awesome. I just saw it.
Yeah, the big ass gopher. Yeah, see,
that's cool.
The big ass gopher.
Hi there.
I mean, it's like he would fit in at Punxsutawney any day, buddy.
Yeah.
Phil would be proud. But I just love the big gopher. I mean, when the last time you see like a damn, what are they? I mean, what is a golden gopher? Do they consider it a groundhog? Is that what they consider it? Like,
No, I don't know. Gophers just dig holes just like anybody else.
I mean, I
huh?
would think it's the old whistle pig. But I'm fascinated by the Minnesota's big gopher helmets, and I am a fan.
I had to look that up because that was cool as shit.
And it was well worth the wait to look it up.
Yeah, it was
And I am
really
a
good.
fan. I'll tell you that, buddy. But those are my two like odd things. But one other thing I just want to touch on is how about the upsets from the FCS this year? Here, Citadel.
Oh yeah.
Citadel. One thing we didn't touch on in college football, Citadel, who I believe is a non-scholarship school because
They're a military school.
because they're a military school,
Yep.
going into Georgia Tech
Yep.
and beating Georgia Tech. That's one other thing that I'm like very impressed of. Citadel's head coach is Pitt's former defensive coordinator, Josh Conklin. So shout out to him, doing big things down there.
Yeah,
at the Citadel.
the Mike Houston used to be the head coach of the Citadel, who used to be at JMU. So.
And how could you not like freaking rowing the boat with PJ Fleck anyway?
Oh
yeah, I
row
know.
the boat.
Row the fucking boat.
That freaking hype up video. That's something else. That really is.
He has a freaking like goose in his office too, I think, because he talks about how the Canadian geese all stick together and they fly together and they depend on each other for their migration
fucking
patterns
weird
and
at
everything.
all.
Yeah, but you know that's PJ Fleck. He's got some great motivational stuff. But I love row the boat.
Yeah, trademarked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Trademark that shit.
And you can use gophers to
got a
fucking
nice
chew down the
paddle.
trees. No, gophers don't chew trees. Beavers chew trees.
Yeah.
What am I talking about? Thank you, Monumental IPA from Port City. Had a few too many.
All right, so
I'll
finish it off. Unfortunately, guys, the Area 51 raid is now officially over.
Oh, damn.
It is now officially over.
What happened?
What? Yeah.
Well, the guy just now said that we're just not going to do it anymore. I think it finally got shut down, and it's just now officially over. It's sad to see it go because I wanted to see, E.T. come out of Nevada over there.
Yeah, but the guy who organized it probably didn't want a bullet through the middle of his forehead for
He
going
probably
on the
would have
government
gotten
property.
it. But everyone seemed to think like, yeah, I'll just join in. There's no way they can hold us down over there at Area 51. But it's sad to see that go because it's not sad to see it go, but it's just funny
No,
as shit.
did you say glad to see it go or sad to see it go?
Sad to see it go.
Should have been glad to see it go.
No,
Too
I think
many
it's sad.
Port City Monument
People have to keep their minds on
What
something.
the hell happened
because,
to our TV over there?
I think it turned off because
turned off
of the
itself.
NFL Sunday tickets over.
You're
so,
right.
yeah.
You're right.
And then finally, my last tops. This was the best thing of the week.
Go.
Kobe Bryant posted a picture on Instagram.
God, I know what you're talking
He
about.
posted a picture on Instagram. He's a coach of a U9
I think
basketball.
it's a middle school team.
It's a middle school
or like
team.
elementary school, middle school girls basketball.
And it
if
is
I
the
understand.
fun. It's like
Is it his daughter's team?
I don't know, but
Or who is it?
I don't know, but I couldn't tell you. I didn't read that much into it. But he posted a picture of it, and in the caption he put, "These are the winners of the game." But one of the girls did not choose to be here because she wanted to go to a dance recital, and it was like it was the funniest thing because I'm thinking like, dude, he just wanted to put that in there because, and people were like freaking the fuck out, and it's so funny because there are so many memes coming out of like, Kobe, I just got back from my dad's funeral. Is that going to fucking bring him back? Don't you want more? It's like, what the hell? It was the funniest thing all week. People were overreacting to nothing. Like, it's just him posting a picture. And Kobe Bryant came out and said, like, do I really have to apologize for this?
Oh, he
It was-
blotted the one little girl out.
Yeah. Yeah, it was the funniest thing ever because she wanted to go to a dance recital. I don't know. She's a middle school girl. Maybe she wants to dance.
She's 9 years old. She's
Yeah,
allowed, She's
exactly.
allowed to be a kid, Kobe.
Exactly.
Come on, Big Mama.
But like also, I know Kobe's just like
He's
fucking
probably
around.
messing around.
He says the 7th player, not in the picture,
Yeah.
missed the game for a dance recital. So that should tell you where her focus was at this time.
And like there are so many memes of like girls crying and dancing because they still had a dance recital and everything. It was just so perfect this week. Poor Kobe Bryant, because for one of the best basketball players, he got roasted a lot this week. But that was my hops of the week. That's all I have for that.
That's awesome.
Anything else to add, guys?
No, this is awesome though. The picture of the 4th place winners,
Yeah.
which means you lost the consolation.
yeah.
No, the consolation game. You lost
Yeah,
in
you
the
didn't even win
semis
the
to
third
fall back
place
to
game.
consolation finals, and then you lost that game too to finish 4th.
And he still posts that.
That's awesome, Kobe.
Should show you where your focus is at. Well, our focus is at Pub Talk.
And there isn't a smile on a single kid's face. They all look pissed. That is awesome. Kobe rocks, man.
Anything else to add, Coach? before
No,
we sign
man,
off?
that's a wrap for me. Kobe just made my day, man.
All right. Well, thank you, Vigna, for joining us. It was a
good.
great
Always-
Bears
always
game
a
here on the
pleasure.
TV to the left of us that we had. So I hope you enjoyed our commentary. The Bears pulled it out with 1 second left. But I digress. From all of us here at Pub Talk, Vigna, Coach, CJ, we hope you have a good weekend of football. Have a safe week. Enjoy
That's my
Monday
beer.
night, tomorrow night. And as always, peace out, guys. Love you.
Richmond Lager.